Hi Biology, this is a walkthrough of the Meiosis Practice assignment. You should be completing this after you've done lesson 4.3. Watch the video, take in the notes, because otherwise you might find this pretty challenging. So if you've done lesson 4.3, let's jump on in. So part one is simply kind of looking at what you know about a karyotype and using this karyotype here to answer questions 1 through 6. So some of it is just background knowledge, telling me what you understand. Other parts of it are actually reading the genes here and answering the questions based on that. So that's pretty self-explanatory, but if you get stuck, especially on some vocab, you have the Quizlet to help you and you can ask me questions. All right, number 7 gets a little more complicated, where you will be looking at various species and how many chromosomes they have, and then figuring out how much come from each parent. So we're really looking at these terms diploid and haploid. If you remember, di in science often means 2. So in this case, we're looking at cells that have 2 sets of chromosome, or 2n. Remember, n is a full parent's contribution. So we're looking at species that have 2 parents, and they're going to get 1 set from the mom and 1 set from the dad. Haploid is looking at those sex cells. So remember we talked about gametes, or egg and sperm, as we commonly call them, and they are only going to have half of a human's chromosome number because you don't want a new offspring to come out with too many. And this would be true for every species, right? You need to have that certain amount. So if it's a 2-parent creation, not cloning, but you have a mom and a dad, you are going to have half come from one parent and half come from the other. So you'll notice it's just 1n, or n. So it's 1 set, 1/2 of those chromosomes. So let's look at humans for our example. Humans, we know, have 46 chromosomes. That is part of what makes us human. Extra is problematic, and not enough is problematic, as we talked about in live class. So if 2n is 46 chromosomes, that means there's 2 sets within that 46. So half came from one parent, half came from the other. So we know that we have 23 pairs, right? Because 46 divided by 2 is 23. And 23 of those, we'll go 23, came from mom and 23 came from dad, but they are matching chromosomes. So let's say mom contributed her chromosome that codes for eyeballs and nose hair and a heart and blood, all the things you need. Dad's going to also have a chromosome that codes for eyeballs and nose hair and heart and blood. And so those will be a pair. And really, if we're talking chromosomes, they're X-shaped, right? So we'll have 1 X from mom and 1 X shape from dad. So if we're looking at our haploid cells, these would be the egg or the sperm, how many are they going to contribute? And we're just talking about one individual cell, in which case we only want half, right? So we're only going to have 23 chromosomes that are passed on. So conversely, if we look at, let's take the camel, they tell us how many chromosomes are in their sex cells, in their egg or sperm, and so using that we can calculate backwards. Well, if 2 of those came together, how many chromosomes would be in a complete organism once the egg has been fertilized by the sperm, and how many pairs would that be? So hopefully that gives you some good tips on working through that. The next part, there's a little scenario here. You're going to read about how the number of chromosomes gets reduced as we're creating those egg and sperm, and you're going to compare mitosis to meiosis. Now, we talked about this in terms of humans, right? There's 46 chromosomes that start at the beginning, and really it's doubled because you start with 92, because as we divide that and cut it in half, we want to clone those cells. We want to make sure that they each have 46. Whereas with meiosis, we're going to have a different result, right? It'll go through the whole stage of regular mitosis, but then it does it again and cuts it in half again. So I'm not going to make you draw 46 chromosomes. You'll notice you start with 3 pairs, or 6 chromosomes up there all together. And so what you're going to do, if you read the directions, is you'll take your SNP program, you're going to copy this using SNP to capture it. You'll draw in your chromosomes, and then you'll copy and paste that back in here and replace this picture. And that's how you're going to show me that you know how many chromosomes would be left after this goes through mitosis versus how many chromosomes would be left after this goes through the first stage and then down to the second stage. Last part. This is a longer assignment, lots of little bits and pieces. There is a video here by Amoeba Sisters that will help you significantly on this assignment. You'll notice there's only 6 questions. It's not very deep, but it does ask you to apply your knowledge. So it's not just repeating, definitions or 23 or whatever. You're actually asked to predict what might happen or explain why something would be a problem. How do you know this is the result? So take your time on this. They do not need to be long answers, but we are definitely aiming for a sentence or two at the least. Anything shorter is probably not enough to fully explain what you understand. And that is the last of this assignment. So if you have any questions, please contact me, chat me on Teams. I'd be happy to help.